Hey everybody, we're back again. This time around, we're gonna get into the 1934 movie Stingaree, starring Irene Dunne and Richard Dix. Now, in this movie, Irene Dunne plays Hilda Booby, I think that's how it's pronounced anyways, a maid to the vain wannabe singer Mrs. Clarkson, Mary Boland, in Australia. Now, Mrs. Clarkson has invited Sir Julian Kent, Conway Turrell, a man of some importance in the world of opera, to her home for a party, where she plans to sing for him. Now, Hilda, however, is the one who can actually sing, but Mrs. Clarkson, jealous type that she is, decides to send her elsewhere during the party. Sir Julian is, however, kidnapped by the notorious bandit Stingaree, Richard Dix, and Stingaree takes his place. Now, Mrs. Clarkson's home, he hears Hilda sing, and while falling in love with her, decides that he must have Sir Julian hear her sing. Now, this movie is considered to be a hybrid of a musical and a western, even though it takes place in Australia. Now, I think it is a fun movie, although I would say that the music itself is rather forgettable. From what I've read, this is the movie that established Irene Dunne as a singer in the movies, with which she would follow up with the films such as the Roberta and the 1936 Showboat, among others. Now, in reading about this movie, I found out that the studio, RKO, had tried to sign actress Jeanette MacDonald for the part. Having seen the movie, I can believe it, as the movie seems quite similar to some of Jeanette's movies, especially some of the ones that she made with Nelson Eddy. However, I do like Irene Dunne in the role, and I think it works for her. Now, apparently this movie has had a bit of a rough life. In the mid-40s, it was given to its original producer, Marion C. Cooper, as part of a legal settlement with RKO, along with about 5 other movies. Now, outside of one time it was aired back in the 50s, at least from what I've read anyways, it hadn't really been seen until Turner Classic Movies was able to get the rights and show it again in 2007. Apparently, though, this movie, at least unlike the other 5 or whatever, seems to have kind of fallen into the public domain, as Kino Lorber was able to release it on Blu-ray and DVD without having the license from Warner Brothers, whom I would have assumed would have had the rights. The disc claims that it is a new restoration. I'm not really sure that the restoration is the right word for it. It has been given a high-definition transfer, certainly, but it could have been done with a little more cleaning up. Personally, I think that the picture looks good enough that I can live with it. My problem with the release has more to do with the audio. The dialogue is not always as crisp and clear as I would prefer. Although I don't know enough about restoration techniques to know what, if anything, could be done about. However, I could have lived with the audio if only there could have been subtitles on this release. While I understand that to do subtitles costs money, especially if the label licensing it has to do it themselves instead of having the studio provide them or whatever, this release still would have been a lot nicer if it had had the subtitles. So, quite frankly, in my own opinion, if the audio could have been improved so that the dialogue could have been much clearer and easy to understand, and or there had been subtitles, I could have enjoyed the movie itself much, much better than I did. So I do recommend the movie, as I think it is a wonderful movie, but I have a hard time recommending the recent disc release, at least at full price. Catch it on sale and it might be worth it, but this movie is available on Blu-ray and DVD from Kino Lorber and is about 1 hour and 17 minutes in length. Well, everybody, that's what I have to think about this release, so keep tuning in for more.